streets right now. Move along.
Alright. Welcome back to Dishonored 2. Please fasten your
People of
seatbelts.
Dunwall,
We're in for a rough
aiding a
ride.
fugitive is now punishable by death. Aid the city watch in this time of transition.
This shirt reeks. I gotta get a spare uniform.
Try to stick as close as I can to the wall here. I'm gonna duck underneath this water tower, or whatever it is here. It's a little bit, nothing too bad. Oh, it's got a pouch on it. Give me that. Give me your money. Okay, slide up here. Let's just check and make sure if there's any guards. Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's move on. You see there's a low rooftop here. Whenever we see a low rooftop, we want to make sure if there's any way to get up on top of it, because that is your best ticket to stay hidden. Mantling up here. You see some guards down below. The train system from the first game still operational. Let's see here. We're going to mantle up on top. Now we got to be careful because this is electrified. If we jump on it, then we will get ourselves killed. So what we're going to do is hop up on the railing. If we can get it to not be problematic. There we go. Try it again. And we're going to try to hop across on the railing so we don't hit the electrified rails. We got to stand up out of stealth mode and hope this works. Perfect. Alright. Now we just need to get into the water without being spotted. Okay, moving forward. Looks good. Alright, here we go. Geronimo! I don't know if that was me or somebody else yelling, but I'm fine. No health lost. See the air meter in the top left corner. That will be fine. Now, someone barely spotted me from shore. Didn't actually detect me. You know you've been detected when you see a red lightning bolt. So you gotta be careful for that. That guy on the shore almost spotted me.
Is there any chance I could slip past all these uniformed assholes and get into the tower myself? Do I still have it left in me?
Interesting. Somebody on the ship who apparently used to do some sneaky work.
What am I going to... Lady, you want to hear what I've got to say. I guarantee it. Lady Emily, you won't get far with that face. Stamped on half the coins in the city.
There's a coup underway and I'm being blamed for the Crown Killer murders. I don't care what my face looks like.
My name's Megan Foster. I work with an old ally of yours, Anton Sokolov. We learned something scary down in the south, and I came to warn you.
I know, Anton, but Corvo's gone. The Duke of Serkonos is here with a woman named Delilah. They massacred everyone in the throne room. Then she did something I can't explain. There was nothing to do but run.
Sometimes that's all you can do. This is my ship, the Dreadful Wale. We can head out as soon as you're ready.
I need to get to Karnaca where the Crown Killer murders started. Delilah must have been down there for a while, and I've got to figure out what's going on.
You're Corvo's daughter. I'll give you that. Should we go?
Alright, there's more to do in this mission if you're interested in trying to brave everything without any upgrades, but for this playthrough, since we're just going for non-lethal ghost, we're going to go on to the next mission.
I'm ready.
Alright, so 0 civilians, 0 hostiles, 0 total kills, so we're merciful, non-lethal. Stealth, 0 alarms, 0 bodies detected, I didn't make too many, and 0 total detections of myself. If you have a body detected, actually, it does not count against your ghostly achievement, but it will affect your chaos. Alright? There were no runes, outsider shrines, bone charms, but there were coins. I didn't get actually a whole lot of them. Got 1 of the 2 paintings in the level, no blueprints. And 2 special actions. Coin of the Realm, grabbed some gold out of Dunwall Tower, and the Ramsey fortune, locking Mortimer Ramsey up in the safe room with all the gold he wanted, with no way to get out. I call that karma. Level 2. A strange visit. Something feels off. Find out what's going on. On board the Dreadful Wale.
Am I still aboard Megan's ship? Feels odd.
Little cabin on board the ship. Let's look around and see what's going on. Locked. Why would they block me into the room?
What is this place? Where am I?
Indeed, the sheer rock of the void. Emily's not seen this before, but Corvo would find this familiar.
I can feel something moving closer. Watching.
Empress Emily Kaldwin. I am a friend of your father's from the bad old days. I never expected us to meet. I watched your mother die at the hands of schemers who wanted your little empire. Then you were rescued by a man in a strange mask. I thought that was the end of the excitement. But someone yanked the rug from under your feet. You've lost your throne and your father. And I promise, Delilah won't just give them back. So, what are you prepared to do about it? Your Imperial Majesty? And are you clever enough to do it without spilling a river of blood? I asked Corvo those questions 15 years ago. This is the moment that changed him. Now it's your turn.
Alright, notice here that for the first time in the series, you are able to reject the powers. Now, as tempting as it would be to do this, it's actually way too much fun to play with the Outsider's Mark. I'll probably do a run where I don't do, I don't accept the mark sometime later. But for the purposes of this playthrough, for the purposes of having maximum fun, we're going to go ahead and accept the Outsider's Mark for now.
It burns from the inside. I feel like I'm standing at the edge of something.
Alright, the Outsider, a little different.
They're true.
Than last time.
Incredible.
Emily has an ability called Far Reach instead of Blink. Notice how it arcs a little bit. We'll talk about the differences a little bit later.
This is how I'm going to save my father and reclaim the throne.
Corvo. Looks like we found Boyle again. Interesting, the arms they put on these character models. The characters in Dishonored always looked a little odd, whether they were totally human or had a little bit of something else in them. But they are always a very interesting design.
What is that? It feels familiar.
Do you remember? It's been so long, and you've been through so much. Even as an echo of myself, it's good to know you're there.
Mother? You're here, but you're not here. In my hand, but somewhere else.
Only the last of my essence, with you for a while. If only I could reach across this great expanse and take you into my arms. But I have this to offer. My gift and my curse. Summon me to your hand, and I will guide you when I can.
So the heart returns from Dishonored 1, And where it was implied in the first game, now it is explicitly stated, the heart belongs to Jessica.
There are no stars in the sky here. There is no sky.
Who is Delilah really? How could she? I don't understand.
A little preview of some of the main players we'll see in this game. The Crown Killer, Delilah, and Duke Luca Abel. We've already seen these two. Crown Killer, we've seen their handiwork. And we'll look at these characters later, or find these characters later. They are also members of this conspiracy against us.
There's no one quite like Delilah. I watched her pull herself up from blood and filth until she was in a position to steal from the wisest scholars in the Empire. Survival and ambition, art and magic, with a cunning that makes fawning sycophants of those around her, all of it leading to what you saw at Dunwall Tower. Delilah's playing the long game. She took all the abuse the world could deal out, and now she has a crown. But I'll let you in on a secret. She's got her eyes set on a much greater prize.
And so our first meeting with the Outsider comes to a close, and Mission 2 begins for real, now aboard the Dreadful Wale. Meet with Megan Foster and discuss a plan of action before taking the skiff to Karnaca. Now, I mentioned that our playthrough takes place mostly in Serkonos. Karnaca is the capital city of Serkonos, and that is where the game takes place for the most part.
When I was 10 years old, bored with my lessons, I dreamed about sword fighting and sailing the ocean. Now I'm realizing that the world is stranger than I ever imagined. Everything I know has been turned on its head, but I'm dealing with it the best I can. When you look at the great jeweled map at Dunwall Tower, Karnaca is the southernmost port in the Empire. A fat, red ruby. That's how I always thought of it. Up close, the city smells like the ocean and strange spices. Up close, it's a tangled story of blood and ambition. The birthplace of my father. Megan Foster is a stranger, but there's something that makes me want to trust her, despite her guarded disposition. She got me out of Dunwall, and I need answers. Delilah and the Duke made me look like a murderer, using the Crown Killer to butcher my political adversaries. They took what was mine, and I'm gonna get it back.
I love the way those concept art cutscenes bridge the gap between the missions. I like the style and the way that they're put together. Notice that the boat I picked up in Dunwall Tower's safe room is now displayed in this display case. I'm not entirely certain where everything is for the display case, but I do know that there are various things you can get to put in this display case, and I think I've gotten 3 of them over the course of my first couple of playthroughs. Alright, we have a letter from Emily written to Wyman. It says, "By now you must have heard about the coup in Dunwall. Don't worry, I'm safe, hiding far away with friends. I implore you, don't try anything reckless and don't go back to Bristol. Stay in Morley. There's nothing you can do against Delilah. I can't say I have a solid plan yet, but you know how well I improvise in desperate situations. Remember the time I kept a straight face during the watch officer's report, all the while sitting at my desk without pants? If I survive that, I'll get through all this. For now, I need to stay hidden and act alone. Trust me, we'll see each other again, I promise. Emily." Alright, and between each mission you can write in the travel log which allows you to see some of the characters' thoughts on their missions. So, a long day in Dunwall. I'll scroll down. So you can get a look at the things that are written here. There are quite a bit, and I'm not going to bother reading the entire thing. But they are very interesting if you can take the time. It's interesting, the first note under the Edge of the World mission is Dishonored, of course. Couldn't resist. Alright, and on the door, we find a crossbow. And a little note. And it says that Megan, she is suggesting to us that we need to find different ways to get by. We have limited resources, so we'll need to be looking for things, scrounging for things, and buying supplies at black markets across the city of Karnaca. Meanwhile, we have our first crossbow. Well, in the main game. Alright, but for now, that's where we're going to stop. And we'll talk to Megan in the next episode and get ourselves started in our first mission in Serkonos. Until then, have a good day, and I will see you all later.